where um, where the controls are. The move me, the hips, might want to make that just a little bit bigger. My torso controls. And then those are the ones that I'm not worried about the other ones. I'm going to throw this in hide as well. And then my foot control. This control right here is a little bit iffy, but I want to keep that there, so I'm going to mess with my control point just for a second. Flatten this out. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the neck and the jaw set up. And then we'll work on the hands, the arms, and so forth. That's part of the spine. It's really the base. That's a little bit high up, but I'm going to leave it as is. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Take that down. And if you're unsure of how many joints you're supposed to have or what this is supposed to look like, you have the videos to reference from. I would suggest that you use them. Alright, let's do our jaw con. Just going to duplicate that. Move that to about right there. I'm going to move that out. I'm going to rotate this down. And then we're going to go to a top view. And we can't see it. Because where is my top view? I showed everything. Oh, this is in there. Alright, let's create a there we go. And I can't really see it from that view. I thought I could, so I'm just going to eyeball it. Probably where I can see one of the bends, that's where I'll do that. And then, well, the facets and the curve, and make sure they're symmetrical, and then we'll detach. pivot point for that is not where it should be. So modify, freeze, center pivot, and then we're going to take this and snap it to right here. Let's go ahead and get our jaw con set up. I'm going to select this, select my jaw base, and then we're going to constrain, and we're just going to do a orient constraint. Maintain offset. There we go. Now, let's get this to move with everything else. Let's take this, edit, modify, center pivot, jaw, con, group, and let's go ahead and snap this back to my jaw base. And that's not the jaw base. There we go. And we'll go in here and we'll select the skull base, then jaw con group, constrain, parent, click on maintain offset. Alright, that's my head joint. I'm going to select my head control, my head joint, and then we're going to do also another orient constraint. Now I'm going to select my head con, group it to itself, modify, center pivot, head, con, group. And then we're going to constrain that group to this joint right here. So we select this joint, head con group, constrain, and we're going to do a parent constrain, maintain offset. Cool. So wherever this goes, that should follow it. My weights need work. Alright, let's deal with the neck. So that's my neck group. I'm going to select this, modify, freeze transformation. Should not have any transformation in there outside of the defaults. We'll select this, constrain, parent. Actually not a parent, we're going to do orient constraint. Cool. Select this, group it, modify, center pivot, neck, con, group. Select this joint, my neck con group, and we'll do a parent constraint.
Are you selecting the joint below?
Yes. So obviously I can't select this one because that'll give me a redundant cyclic error. That's why I'm selecting this one. Part of my spine still, so all of that should move together. Alright, now that we have that, let's go ahead and get our geometry set up for our arms. Do I have any just nice circle? I don't think so, but let's use this. And it's going to go right there. We need to scale it. I need to rotate this 90 degrees. RT, shoulder, con. I'm going to duplicate this, move it all the way down to my elbow. RT, elbow, con. We're going to make that a little bit smaller. Here. This is going to be my forearm. RT. forearm group. Good. I'm going to duplicate this, move this here. And this will be my RT forearm. This will be my RT wrist con. And we have something a little bit that we need to consider is because we're going to do an IKFK switch, but we're going to do it based upon one joint chain. And the issue is we also want our IK control to be here as well too. So we have two options. We can use this for the wrist. I can consider using this one control for both the wrist and the IK. Whereas in this rotations for the wrist is point constraints for the IK. Or I can have two different controls. One for the IK and one for the wrist. I think what I'm going to do is keep the concept relatively simple and have a straight up just IK control. And then RT, IK, con. I don't know why I keep doing delete history. I'm not creating history. All right. And we still need one last thing, and that is I'm going to move this to the back. I'm going to snap this to my first elbow. I'm going to move that back. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Modify freeze transformation. This will be my RT PV con. And now I'm also going to duplicate it. I'm going to move this all the way down here. Move it to the first joint for the knee. And we're going to move it forward. RT leg PV con. There we go. Because we're going to need that. Unless I decide to do, no. I ain't doing non-flip. Alright. Let's save this. And let's get a little bit of the arm set up. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an IK from this joint here, not to connect, all the way down to my forearm. I'm going to go from here to my forearm. That's right there. And where my forearm is, I need to go to the hyper graph. I need to find it, and what I need to find is my effector right here. We're going to hit Control I, and then we're going to snap the effector to the wrist. And when I do a quick test, not the effector, this, my arm should bend because I also have a little bit of a bend there as well too. Let's do this again. We'll go from here to the forearm, go to the hypergraph, not there, And we're going to select, I'm going to select my palm this time, down, and we're going to look for the effector. Then we're going to hit Control I, and we're going to snap the effector insert point to our wrist joint. Alright, let's go ahead and get the eye case in there for the legs. Let's hide this. And I need to hide the shoes. We're going to go from the thigh here to my shin. Once again, thigh to shin. Then I'm going to go from shin to my ankle. From my ankle to my ball. And then toe to ball. Once again, that is, actually no. Let me backtrack something. We're going to go not from here to here, that's already taken care of, but I want to go from here to ball and ball to toe. Ball, ball to toe. Now what we're going to do is this. I'm going to select, not this, but let's select my ankle. And let's go back to the hypergraph. Hit the F key to find. Apparently they got lost. There we go. We zoom out and we look for the effector. And that is the wrong effector. There we go. Hit the insert point, snap that to the ankle. We do the same thing over here. Insert point and snap that to the ankle.
So the eye angle should be thigh to shin, shin to ankle.
There's no, well, the eye case stops at the shin, and then you move the insert point of the effector to the ankle, so that it moves like that. But the big thing is, so that I can rotate this independently as well too. RP. Yeah. And had a little bit of a problem there. Not exactly sure what just happened. Let's do that one more time. there we go. And I'm going to save this. And cool. Let's do two more things before we critique. I'm going to take all of these controls here. I'm going to group them together. Modify, center pivot. Let's take that group and snap it to the shoulder. Then I'm going to group it again. And then I'm going to duplicate special. We're going to mirror these over along -X. And I am going to take that initial group, this group here, out of it. Freeze my transformations. And then we're going to rename, search and replace our names for these. And I forgot to do my pole vector, but that's okay. We'll get there in a second. And search and replace names. We're looking for RT, and we're replacing it LT. And let's duplicate this. Name this to LT. And let's get that out of there. Modify, freeze, transformations. I want to group this to itself. Modify, center pivot. And then LT, PV, group. And this one is down there. It's always grouped. Center pivot. We'll name this RT, PV, group. Alright. I'm going to save it.